Hello there, cutie pies. We are still waiting for the crypto market to please take us to the heavens. Will Lazar, the lizard man, will the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF, will it cause all the quote unquote the dumb money, the retailer money, instead of buying in 2025, are they going to front run 2025 and buy in 2024? That's something we're going to have to wait and see. We can only find this out if we go forward with strength and we keep holding. That's what I'm doing. You can do whatever you like to do, friends. You are free to sell. You are free to exit. You are free to go buy government bonds, go buy the stock market, go do whatever you like. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. And my goal since the start from day one has been I want to make it to 2025. I say December 2025 just in case we get scammed in 2024 and it doesn't play out the way I'm seeing it. Maybe the crowd is right, but this is something to keep in mind as we go forward. So as well, all over crypto, there are hypocrisies, friends, and I'm noticing this weird stuff going on. Now, all right, Gitcoin is an open source platform. So Gitcoin, a lot of coders and developers, they band together, they can get paid, they do different languages. I'm not too familiar with the platform, but I can smell a rat when a rat appears, all right? And you can too, all right? You can smell something fishy is going on. So recently, just now, all right, recently, the Gitcoin team has partnered with Shell to fight political agenda climate change. Now, obviously, I don't really care about climate change, real, fake. I don't really care. I don't know anything. I'm a peanut brain. And we'll draw a peanut brain to let you know. I just think it's strange that I've been seeing an uptick in this political agenda stuff in crypto. Very strange. First, it was MakerDAO. First is the first big one. Now, MakerDAO, they did a vote. The founder did a vote. By the way, he owns all the coins, along with a few other people. Okay, the biggest guys own all the coins. They were doing a vote to give themselves more coins from the Treasury to dump on the market to go fight climate change. And I made posts, friends, and I went really hard at them. And I have it here right now, friends. This is the MakerDAO chart. Of course, it looks like everything in crypto, but it hurts if you're a holder. It hurts to know that the owners, the founders, they're voting for more coins so they can go dump, all right? Maker down 90% after 2,000 days. That's 2,000 days, friends. 90% after 2,000 days. How about that? Now, the funny, sad part is, right, funny and sad, it makes $40 million a year because they own like the treasuries and then the treasuries pay them income and they basically get the money out of it. I honestly don't know where it goes. Probably goes into a treasury. They're using it to buy back the token where it clearly ain't working, right? So MakerDAO, right? It's cheered by Ethereum Maxis, but why do they let this slide? Why? You know why? You ever hear that saying, follow the money? Well, of course, you know. So even though they voted to take 10 million out of the treasury to dump Maker and go fight climate change, and you get this picture, and I've made many posts and reports on this, friends. You got to follow the money. When you follow the money, you get the answers. It always leads back to some sort of weird money path, all right? That was MakerDAO. Also, Algorand, same thing, doing this weird climate change fighting stuff. And I have the chart here for you, right? So Algorand dropped 97%, but it did have high inflation. It's now butchered down to below the March 2020 price because of the zombie virus, all right? So there's a lot of weird stuff happening, friends. And I even have these Google results here to share with you, right? So Algorand doing this race against climate change, fighting, they're pledging money. They partnered with the Clinton Foundation, friends. And it's absolutely crazy to see. I'm not making this up. I made a tweet about it too. So it's so strange. It's really weird. These deep insiders within crypto, these different wings, partnering with super higher ups. If you were to ask me how to interpret these, I can only put it down to one thing. I'll be honest. I can only put it down to something along the lines of, well, the insiders of these coins, they have connections to people and they know an ETF is coming and there's going to be another ETF. There might be a crypto index and they all want their dirty little hands, their tentacles in the industry. And so what they're doing is they're banding together. Now, if you go join these political activism groups, you can put them under the guise of charity. And now when you're in the guise of charity, under the shadows of charity, I'm sure you can move money around, do a bit of, stuff under the table that just completely skips the blockchain. But, the specifics, who cares, right? We have no business going out, carrying the signs out and yelling at everybody, telling them that some scam's going on, because we know, friends, Our brains can barely absorb any information. We know there's going to be a new scam next month, and then another one the month after that. Don't even waste your breath, okay? We're here to win the game. And right after this, right below this, friends, in the comments, so Sir Owen has even asked me, do I have any thoughts on the recent Michael Burry short position? So Michael Burry, friends, Michael Burry has put on a big short for the S&P 500 again, but Michael Burry, he is what we call a perma bear. Now, don't get complacent, because of course, man, perma bears are eventually going to be right. So obviously, the most famous Michael Burry case, which not many people know, is Michael Burry started getting short the S&P around here. So he went offside for a long time. It was like 1.5 to 2 years, and then finally kaboot, right? Now, he's been trying to get short along the way up here, right? He's trying to be saying, it's over, it's over, it's over, right? He did a famous one in 2022. Look, he's going to get one right. Answer is, how low is it going to go down? Are we going to go down here and then come back up and screw him next year? That's possible. We can go back. This is another thing. Once you have that bear lens, you've tasted blood, no crash is deep enough for you, because you are you are drunk with the euphoria of gains you had from the previous one. So, when you live through a 56% crash of the stock market in such a short amount of time, which is enormous. I know in crypto, that's like just getting started, right? That's like a 99% drop in the stock in crypto. But when you live through that, like, can you ever be happy with like 10% down or 15% down? You can't be happy with that, because you're used to 50%. So that's something to keep in mind. Of course, once again, it's outside of our control. We can't do anything about it. Hey, maybe it's right. Maybe people are going to flip bullish and the sentiment changes again. Really, outside of our control. We've got to focus on crypto. Let's just assume that cycles are cycles and they're going to carry us forward. And speaking of cycles, friends, there is a passage of time that everybody speaks about. Okay, so there's a saying by Richard Hart we spoke about with the before the Hex launch. He made a joke in a video, not even a joke. He said, like, you need about 52 weeks to shake out the weak hands. A lot of people took this video out of context. They assume that when you launch anything, okay, we got to go down for 52 weeks. Like, maybe, but maybe you don't. Maybe he timed PulseChain launch to try to avoid it. That's something to think about, right? So when you're having a look at these, there's always context behind these. But I'll be honest, it is good to latch on, because it means, you don't have to give up now. It's something to think about. It's putting the carrot in front of yourself. Because what I've done is I've shown you right now, no matter, I can't tell you, every day, friends, every day, there are vicious, vile, the haters, the losers, the soy boys, people who go the way of the soy. They drink way too much soy. They come out and they yell. They go, bend your back, take off your fluffy slippers. And I say, excuse me, no. You're smelly. You haven't had a shower in over a month. No one's listening to you. Where were you 6 months ago? You're a nobody. You're going to be a nobody in 6 months from now. These things keep repeating. At the end of the day, they keep printing money. Okay, the passage of money, friends, eventually flows to crypto. It eventually does. It's trading capital best. Market smart. Now, of course, maybe we don't become trillionaires, but you get the point. You have to think about what's optimal for allocation as we move forward with time. So even though, yes, it might take 52 weeks to shake out the weekends, you can't think about, every day, every week. You got to think about the long term. That's what I do. I'm always thinking about, where do I think the market's going to be December 2024? Where do I think it's going to be December 2025 if that doesn't play out the way I think it is? That's what I'm always thinking about, the future. I've always been talking about the deep future. Ever since 2021, 2022, man. You're not going to make it in this game thinking about tomorrow or next week or even next year. You're not going to make it, even though it helps. It helps to get you along the way. I promise you, set your expectations for the worst. Just set them for the worst, because you'd be mighty surprised if things go the other way and they go better. So, in the context of Hex, PulseX, yes, we are liquidity bonded. We also bonded psychologically to the price and sentiment of Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's exactly what's been going on now. And also just some extra juice for you when you're looking at this, okay? This is the PulseX chart as we're capitulating down last week. So look at this. So the PulseX chart shows the extent of the PulseChain sacrifice experience, the whole ordeal, everything to do with the Richard Hart ecosystem, okay? So this is how I interpret it. I don't know what's going on. I don't have the answers. So if more red candles keep coming, that's your fault. If you are looking to other people, you got something wrong with you, because we've explained this to you 40,000 times. I'm here as a messenger. I'm not here to tell you to do anything. Never once have I said to you, do A or do B. I don't tell you that way, okay? I tell you my way. I tell you that's it, what I'm doing. All right, I can't control you. You have to figure out your own risk, what you're capable of. Step one, if you were a duck and you did stuff in a certain way. One, you collect everybody's money in a treasury. They have no expectations. Done. Okay, we went through that part. Okay, sweet. We've done that part. That's the first step. What about number two? Number two. You launch your chain, launch whatever it is you're launching, and you let everybody sell for much less than they put in. So everybody, the no expectations treasury is sitting here, big fat wad. All right, it's 620 million. That's what this is how I interpret it, friends. 620 million. And then you have like this little $10 million on the bids and offers. Okay, 10 million and 10 million, right? 10 million, 10 million. And what you're doing is allowing the non-believers to get out. So instead of sharing part of the value obtained from 600 million, you're letting the weak hands, the toilet paper hands, you're letting them get out and scramble for 10 million. So you're letting people who want a DCA buy in. Maybe that 10 million gets pushed up to 12 million, but then you let the weak hands sell that back down to 10 million. And then that's the rinsing, right? From 10 million to 12 million, back to 10, back to 12, back to 10, back to 12. That is the rinsing. And it might be even trickling down over time. That's how I interpret it has been happening. That's step number two, friends. Okay, step number two. What about step number three? When they're finally gone, you use the treasury to add value to the remaining holders, including Hex, because they're all liquidity bonded. These are the believers. These are the people who delayed gratification. These are the people who had the long-term vision. This is how it always happens. This is how it always happens, friends. It always happens like this. It's just you don't see it all the time because a lot of these things get timed. They get obfuscated with the Bitcoin and Ethereum prices moving up and down. But this is actually how you want to do it. I want to ask you this. If there is a weak hand, if somebody told you that they drink soy and their hands are literally made of toilet paper, do you want them taking out of your precious $620 or $40 million pool, or do you want them taken out of $10 million? What's better? Do you want somebody to scratch you or to take off your limbs? You want someone to scratch you. You got a choice here. So let them take out the little scratches here. Let them take out and scramble of this little $10 million. These are the non-believers. These are the people getting out. And then when you finally got rid of them, you can change your game. I also have a warning here as well. So I think when Richard Hart returns, okay, if he's going to quackity quack, I already warn everybody. I say get ready for gaslight marketing. So gaslighting is like this. A lot of people got upset here. So I'm just going to reiterate to you this. This is what happened, friends. So this is why you like, subscribe, billboard, and all. I'm here to give you the absolute truth. I don't care how it sounds. If it sounds good or bad, it doesn't really matter. All right. All I know is green candle, red candle. All I know is the calendar. Is it 2025 December or no? That's all I care about. I'm just telling you, you're going to hear gaslight marketing. So he might say stuff like, why are you upset? Actually, he said this, by the way. Why is everybody upset? You had no coins in 2022 and now you have them. You should be happy, okay? So I'll make a joke here. I'll make a joke. It's literally like you're in World War II. You know, you're in the Nazi camp and they say, hey, look at this little bowl of rice. Sure, you didn't have food for the past 12 days, but now you have food. You should be happy. You know, it's a very tongue-in-cheek thing. It's how everybody's experiencing it right now, friends. I know what's going through everyone's mind. I feel it too. I know, but just know that you're summarizing the color of the monthly candles in your head, okay? If it was green, it wouldn't matter. Because you see red, that's the thing that's going through your mind. There's also the next thing to think about, like, why are you selling? Oh, why are you selling? Gaslighting. If you guys didn't sell, it wouldn't go down. This is why it's gaslighting. We know this, okay? I can see on-chain, and so can you, all right? Liquidity is so thin that it just takes one whale out of 200 and you slice the candles down. And I've documented this. We've seen these candles, right? We've seen the candles go down. Yeah, sure. Of course, it's more than one. It's more than one. But it's not like... So this is what you think. You think when candles go down like this, you think that, you know, okay, out of 200 whales, maybe 50 are out. No. It's more like 3. I'm not even kidding. That's how thin the liquidity is, friends, in all markets. When everybody's trying to get out at once, no one wins. And when everybody's trying to get in at once, they all lose because they're all hitting market, right? So this is what actually is happening. It's the same thing in Bitcoin, same thing in houses. Imagine like you lived on a street, everybody's got a house. Okay? Well, let's say there's 30 people on the street. What do you think's going to happen if there's a war in the country and, I don't know, like 8 people want to leave immediately? Those 8 people are not going to find buyers for their house. It's over. Literally, everybody tried to sell and leave at once. It's gone. But what if there's an earthquake or there's a big flood coming? See you later. No one wants to buy. You see what I mean? This is the nature of markets. But this is a blessing and a curse, okay? The curse is whenever they all want to exit at the same time. But the blessing is when you've rinsed the weak hands, it's Valhalla. It's the staircase to heaven because nobody else wants to sell. Everybody's done selling. And just to finish it off, friends, so Mr. Created by Julio, he just asked, have you considered the idea that the funds might be returned to the sacrifice wallets? From there, a lot can go back to the ecosystem without the origin address being involved in pressing buy button. So friends, just to let you know, okay, if let's say you ran any asset, any ICO, any sacrifice, any pool of money to do with anything, okay, in crypto or anything it's in stonks. When you take that money, you can hand it back, but everybody basically gets nothing. Okay, that's what happens. Value does not get added when there are, when you see like 10,000 people, okay, all getting a piece of the pie. That is not value add. That's value delete. All right. That's decentralization. That's handing out money. That's also maybe socialism, communism, if you think about it. But of course, you're getting your money back. So you're not asking anything for free. But value in this world gets created when we torpedo things. So, okay, when we torpedo friends, when we have one person making something. For example, wouldn't you like to be involved if Elon Musk started a company, right? Elon Musk. Notice I said Elon Musk. I didn't say, wouldn't you like to be involved if the top 550 smartest people in your country got involved and started a company? Like, I've got no business in that. 550 people. How are you all going to decide on what the hell to eat? And who's got the fluffiest slippers? I demand to know. I can't even focus on them. What if they're lying about their fluffy slippers? What if they actually just got rounded elbows, not pointy ones? So you have no idea what's going on. That's why centralization actually pumps the bags. You need centralization because it's efficient. Think about you and your body. When you type a message, imagine you had an army of like bored people, and you're like, okay, before I type any message on Twitter, on YouTube, or anywhere else, I have to ask 20 people, and I've got to go through this long-winded process for everybody to decide whether the message I've typed is appropriate or not. You see how much this slows you down? So this is the risk, friends. Concentration, centralization, right? It means the same thing. That's how you actually get the value, So if it was to be handed out again, no one wins. Everybody loses in that case. You've lost your time, you lost your money, it's not going to go anywhere. We're basically with no expectations. The bet is whether or not that value gets placed somewhere that exponentially adds value as a multiplier effect. That's what it is. That's the whole game. Okay, so I finish off here saying most people they'll just withdraw the money and leave. Okay, they'll just withdraw the money, take it, and leave. And there's also actually not enough money to hand out because the Treasury does not include the hex as it was never sold. The good thing is the other part was sold at the top, at the tippy top of the market. So, they saved a lot of altcoins. I know a lot of treasuries got destroyed. You got to think about this. There are other altcoins out there. Their treasuries are in the coin themselves and their coins are down 90%. But aren't we glad that, hey, at least this one was sold at the top. So it can actually sit there. It's like nice and fresh for everybody to participate in, okay? So, of course, I just got to reiterate, I don't know what the plan is. We never knew what the plan was. I never expected to know the plan when I do any of these, or I just have one plan. My plan is I'm holding to 2025. That's it. Whether you throw any case up, down, left, right, what's happening to Bitcoin, what happened with interest rates, I don't know, man. You're never going to know. The insiders know. Are you an insider? Nope. You're an outsider like me, okay? So, or we just got to pray. Maybe there's some game theory involving some price adoption and some pump. So don't forget, friends, please tell mom, dad, tell mom, tell dad, we're waiting till 2025. And if January still sucks, all right, you give it to December of 2025. I think that's enough time to be waiting, sitting and twiddling the thumbs to see how the market plays out. Now, I think 2024 is going to surprise with some narratives and some things going on, and there might be like big waves of people, but hey, I don't want anybody to get their hopes up because you don't want to fumble the bag, friends. The cycles are repeating. They just might repeat just a different way with different numbers, but they are repeating in the sense of time. Like, subscribe, bell button on, and catch you next one.